brave is one word, not maybe the word I would use.
Welcome to the studio. Come on in.
If you love colorful yarn, being in nature, and learning new things, you are in the right place. This is Color Me Happy, Fiber Art Studio, and this is our monthly show. And I'm Michelle.
And I'm Linda.
And normally on our monthly show, we try to be in the studio together. But as you can see, Linda's in our studio. Ta-da! And I am visiting in Florida. Actually, we have family down here. And so it's a little warmer where I am than where you are, Linda.
A little warmer.
Yeah. Do you guys have snow on the ground?
There is snow on the ground. It is warmer than it was earlier this week when the high was like 12 or something. It is sunny today, and we are headed next week toward it being in the 40s. So we'll celebrate it being warm, and we'll complain about all the mud the dogs will be tracking in.
Yes. Well, here it is sunny and in the 60s, so it's pretty nice.
That does
for a
sound
February
nice.
day.
Yeah, right.
For February, it's really good. So what are you excited about?
I'm still excited about February that we talked about it at the last show.
Yeah.
And then we had it, and it was such a great event. I'm still feeling excited about it. And we were so pleased and overwhelmed, really, that almost 700 people came out to this first Fiber Festival. So it was just, and I really liked how people used the sit and knit or sit and craft tables and chairs. And so many people brought projects and sat with their friends. It was so just cheerful and social. And so I'm still feeling a good vibe from that. I'm holding on to that goodness.
Yeah, that was such a wonderful day. And for those of you out there who came and made it such a special time, thank you. I couldn't believe the number of people and how happy we all were just to be in one place and to be making things together and meeting people. It's really special. And then we had the yarn crawl afterwards. And that just ended.
Well, there is still one event on Monday. I am looking forward to going to the Sip and Stitch in Carmel. So that'll be fun. I think that's the very last event on Monday evening.
Yeah. And I think Maddie is going to bring the drawing and do the drawing live.
Right.
So people don't have to be there to win, but in our yarn crawl, there were 10 different yarn stores in central Indiana. And I'm thinking about putting together a video for that so people can see the 10 stores. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we went to visit each one and we made little videos that we put on Instagram and Facebook. But I thought it might be nice to have it on YouTube that people could see.
People that haven't been there or would like to see what one is like. They're also different. They're unique. They have different setups and different vibes, and they're all great.
Yeah, different special yarns, at each place. And so, anyway, so that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you excited about, Michelle?
Josie is coming home. So our puppy, we have a puppy pickup date for March 5th. So we will be getting her soon, and I'm really excited about that.
That's coming up really soon.
Yeah. So, we're getting ready for her. I have not knit her anything yet, but just trying to figure out where we're going to put the crate and her food and,
right.
Where is her main place. Reading your book and watching about new puppies, they really recommend having a small space getting them used to that. So maybe just having one room where it's our main area for her, and then gradually she can learn more of the house so it's not overwhelming.
Yeah, that's a great idea, I think. When we had a puppy, that was what we did, and that seemed to really help. You know, I feel like it was quite a while before she started going upstairs and, things like that.
Yeah.
Plus, then you can kind of keep her on the hard surfaces for a while.
That's right. A little easier cleanup. Yeah. So I think that's the main thing I've really been excited about lately.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the Ann Arbor Fiber Festival. That's a new one for us. So it's still like a month away, but I feel like I'm getting kind of excited about thinking, oh, what will we prepare for that? What do we want to be able to have ready to go? And so that's always kind of fun to me to think about some new festivals like that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I should be talking about this now, so this may get edited out, but the yarn lever embroidery patterns
Yes.
that we have, that Melissa from Creative J, she made them for our Fiberary, especially for us. So we're having a special set for Michigan. So instead of Indiana, we'll have the Michigan state.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. And it's going to be especially for the Ann Arbor Fiber Show.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. And we'll have some colors that would be Michigan fans for Ann Arbor.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I have friends at Michigan State too, so we better think about them or they might be frustrated.
That's true.
Although we will be in Ann Arbor.
We will be in Ann Arbor.
Under the table and pull them out.
That's right. So if you see us in Ann Arbor, you can come up and ask for the special Michigan State. Otherwise, we'll have U of M front and center, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great idea. People seem to really love those.
Yeah. Yeah, at the Fiber Festival, the Fiberary Festival, we sold a lot of embroidery. The floss and the patterns. And I think people were ready to try something new and different. Yeah. So that was really cool to see.
I think it makes it feel kind of approachable too. Like, oh, I could try that.
Yeah, it's smaller than a sweater or something like that.
Yeah. So. And you can just stick the pattern on and stitch away. And if you like it, great. And if not, you can cut it out and do a different one.
Yeah. That's true. It looks like we're both wearing finished objects. Mine may not be finished. So if you want to go first, what are you wearing, first of all?
I am wearing the Riptide Slipover, it's called, because she's a UK designer. So it's called a slipover, but it's a lovely vest. Maybe I will stand up so you can see the pattern. It's got this really fun little kind of lace pattern down the front and also down the back. It's got a fun little broken rib section on the side.
Oh, I love that.
So it was a really, really fun knit. I felt like it went really fast. I thought the fit was accurate, and I did it with our merino silk, Nature's Splendor. So that's the 85% merino, 15% silk. So it's just a little bit shiny and silky, but it's not. We've had some yarn that's like more 50-50, and so it pills a little more because there's a higher silk content, and it drapes more. This has nice body. I'm really happy with the yarn. It's the first thing I've knit in that base for us.
And it's a worsted weight.
It's a worsted weight.
Sort of worsted weight. Okay.
Yeah. Worsted I would say it's a light worsted weight. It sort of felt like a DK. I don't remember exactly what it was when I swatched, but I think it seems pretty similar, interchangeable with a DK.
Nice. And do
Yeah.
you remember how many skeins you used?
It took 3.5 or 3 2/3 or something like that.
Okay.
I made a size, I think she used just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, kind of maybe had 8 or 10 sizes. I made a size 3. I am not like a super small person by any means, but yeah, I thought, with a sort of an adult medium, I guess you could do that with 4 skeins for sure.
With 4 skeins.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, that's great.
Yeah.
So cute.
And I again have on, I think I had this on in the last video, so you'll know that I do wear it all the time, the Quintet Shawlette. I think someone had asked. It is so versatile, I'm telling you. I need to make another one with a different color palette, because I took it on my recent trip to California, and it's just the perfect size. And if it's really cold, you can double it or triple it like I have now, or you can do it more loose. So it's really versatile, and I do wear it all the time. So that's what this guy is.
So pretty. I love that.
Thanks. How about you? You've got your vest. It's a month of vests.
It is a month of vests. I am wearing, this is called the Voyage, and it is normally a sweater, but I made it into a vest. And I just love it. I used our
I think it looks
Advent.
great.
Oh, thanks. I used our Advent calendar yarns that we made for Mass Ad Knits. And so she had a lot of different little patterns that you could use. And then I just kind of went and made up my own stuff as I was going. So that was fun.
And you used a natural yarn as your background?
Yes. And
so each pattern has a natural yarn either as the background or the foreground in it?
Most of them. There are a few stripes that don't, like that one didn't.
Okay.
I started off not having a natural background, like just using all the colors, and it was too stark of, I don't know, it didn't speak to me as I was making it. And Eleni, my daughter, said, just keep going, Mom, because once it's all together, it'll be fine. And I know some people had said that in their notes in Ravelry. But I wanted to enjoy the process too. And like just looking at it didn't make me feel happy. So I took it out and I said, okay, I'm just going to put more white through it. And that'll make me feel more comfortable with all the colors. I'll still have all the colors.
Right.
But I'll unite them in some way or make them sing together better.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy with that.
Did you plan like the order, or did you want certain colors close to your face, or did you just do what moved you as you were going?
I did what moved me.
And it was bottom up, is that right?
It was bottom up. And so I started off by doing colors that were in the same family, like dark and light green and dark and light pink. And then I had kind of a gray and purple. And then I went with more contrasty. And then I just kind of did what felt like, oh, this is a lot of pink, so I better switch to something else,
Right. Are any two stripes the same?
No. They're the same patterns, but I usually tried to switch up. Like I like doing these alternating. Yeah. Or like these little
piano keys.
Swords. Yeah, piano keys. I did them different angles and where they came up and down. Yeah. So I loved making it because it was just fun having all the different colors. And I have been really enjoying the stranded color work and holding, one in each hand and going. And I had to steek it. So,
right. You had 3 steeks, right?
Yeah. I had the steek up the front and then both of the armholes. So I am not a good sewist, but I did sew the edges. I have a little video of that, so I might put that in or do a little side video. of sewing. So I did that, and then I picked up around the edges. This is a lot of talking about this vest, so I'm not sure we want all of this. But anyway, I picked up around the edges, and then I was at a knitting group last weekend, and I realized one neck I picked up closer to the diagonal than the other, so I had to drop down and re-pick them up.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got home that evening, and I thought I was almost done, and I was doing ribbing, like the bottom ribbing, all along the side. And I realized I needed to pick up more stitches for the ribbing because it didn't look right. And after blocking, it would stretch out even farther. So I took that all out and I said, I'm going to do an I-cord because I'm not going to put buttons in a button band anyway. I'm just going to make a clean I-cord edging. It's a vest I'm going to throw over. So I have not blocked it.
Okay.
But I sent a picture of this to my daughter, Eleni, who is also a knitter, and said, is it finished? Or do I need edging, like the ribbing? And she thinks I need to go back and make it ribbing.
Oh, she does?
She said it would have a more finished look. It would look better. But I thought maybe after I block it, my little stitches will look more even and it'll lay more.
Right.
So if I block it, it might be okay.
I also think what would help it look finished, I know you like to wear your vests and sweaters kind of open, but if you put on, like just at the top, a single closure.
Oh, yeah.
It wouldn't even have to touch. Like it could be one of those where it like fastens in the middle and there's still a gap.
Oh, yeah, like a toggle.
Like a toggle kind of thing, right? Because then that would just sort of finish it off and it would have that closure there and then be open above and below. That might make it look a little more finished.
Yeah. Huh. I like that idea. I don't know. I will block it though and just see if it relaxes into place better and looks more finished.
Right.
And then I can try that little clasp. Or I'm not going to take the side cord out. I would just pick up right over it somehow, I think, to make
that would be a lot of, because the I-cord's a lot of work.
It sure was. I wish I had that little tool.
Yeah. That would make it faster.
Yeah. So this is probably not finished, but maybe very close. I'm counting it as a finished object today, though.
Excellent.
So, and I have one more finished object.
I do too.
That is, you do too?
I do too, yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
This is nice. My snow glimmer sweater. And this is
so cute.
And after this, I'll get some photos. I had to block it and everything, so I haven't done a finished object post on it yet. But I'll get photos and put them in here so that you could see it. But I love it. It is so snuggly. And after the blocking, it lays nicely. And this is really
I really
nice
like the collar. Yeah, I like that too. You'll have to bring that with you when you come back north.
I will, because okay, neighbor, working on his drilling or cutting something. But so that's the Knitting by Nanny Snow Glimmer.
Nice.
And I will definitely be wearing that in Indiana next week, but it's a little warm here for it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So what's your other finished object?
Oh, I finished a baby blanket for my friend at work. She was going to be on this same work trip to California, but then she decided not to go because she is 7 months pregnant. which I
Oh,
think was a great idea that she attended virtually. But that meant I could knit and work on her blanket while I was out there. So here it is.
That's perfect. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, that is the Tumbling Triangles. That's the free pattern you can get from our website that we designed. And it's a stroller blanket. So it's a square. It's not huge. You can just drape it over the car seat. It's meant to be like a little car seat or stroller blanket. And it has these little baubles on it. Those are my favorite.
I love those.
Because my daughter always liked to play with the baubles when she was a baby.
Yeah.
So it's fun. It uses 2 skeins of DK. I've always used our MCN DK just so it's easier to wash up. And I heard from my nephew's wife, who I made one of these for. It was fun because I dyed it with goldenrod from our farm and birch bark from my parents' farm. So it was like a family natural dye blanket. So it was kind of, and I used some copper. So this will be a good tie-in to our video about what's in the dye pots, because I used kind of a moss green and then some speckle. And she said she has gotten more compliments on that blanket because it's just so nice. It doesn't drag on the ground. It goes right over the car seat. And she said it's cleaned up really easily. So I was really happy to hear that.
Oh, that is so great. It's always nice when you get feedback after knitting something that people are really using it and how it works out and stuff.
Exactly.
Too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does it just go into a void somewhere?
Right.
That's great. Okay.
So we could talk about what's in the dye pot, because that blanket, that other baby blanket, used a similar recipe that I think you talked about in our video this month.
Yes. So what's in our dye pot this month is, I call it the One Pot Wonder recipes, and trying to see whether we can put the recipe for a certain color. In this case, I was using moss as our colorway, which is a combination of weld and copper. And we know with natural dyes, we have to use some kind of a mordant process. And we usually use alum as our pre-mordant. And then we put on the weld, and then we put it in copper to shift it from the yellow to the green. And copper itself acts as a mordant, not just a color shifter. And so I wanted to see, what if we just used copper and weld together at the same time? Would you have to have the alum first? Or would it shift the color too much if you didn't have the alum? Or would it be as light fast? And so I wanted to really test that. So that is the One Pot Wonder test.
Yeah. So the idea is that the mordant sticks to the fiber, and then the color pigment in whatever we're using sticks to the mordant. And whether you have to do that in 2 steps or you can do it all in 1 step is what you're trying to find out.
Right. Yeah. I wanted to see, it would make it more efficient, and it would be less handling of the yarn if you could
less
make
water.
The same colorway, less water, less time, if you could just make it all in one pot.
Right.
But if it changed the color too much, or if it affected the light fastness,
right,
and one would fade more than the other, we don't want that to happen either. So we wanted to test it.
Right. That is a great experiment. So we probably shouldn't give the results in this video. We should say, keep watching.
Keep watching. And then you'll find out. Here we are. This is weld. Now I'm putting in copper. So on a red background, it's going to look brown. On a white background, kind of yellowy green. In goes the yarn. This is 100% non-superwash merino. It looks pretty yellow, but there's also copper in here. So we are looking to see what color we end up with, and then we're going to light fast test them. All right. We'll come back later. All right. One has alum, one does not. The water includes copper and weld. So I was anticipating a green, but I also know that our unsuperwashed yarn tends to take copper later than our superwash. It eventually absorbs it and it has a similar color, but it just takes longer. So we will see. Okay, this is our test where one had alum and one did not. And we put in weld and copper. They look similar in color. I don't see a lot of difference between the two skeins. Well, maybe that one is a little brighter yellow at the top. I don't know, we'll see. Here's my one pot weld test. I put it in the window on the 31st, and today is November 26th. So it's been almost a month. And this is the side that was facing the window, south facing window. So the left side was covered, this was uncovered. And it appears to be no difference. And both of them are the same level of green. So that's good, whether we alum ahead of time or no alum and just use copper. It looks pretty good. We usually end the show talking about what is in our project bags and what we're working on.
Right. And I just saw you were lifting something up.
Oh, yes. I am lifting up. I am not sure how many of these videos I have had the same sweater.
That's okay. You've
But
had
that's
finished
all right.
objects between now and then.
That's right. I did finish some things finally. But one thing I have been working on, not as quickly because I was so excited about the vest. Anyway, this is called the gelato sweater. And I will put the name below because now, anyway. So this is called the gelato sweater. And I am working on the sleeves. I'm almost done with this sleeve. They're very large sleeves. And then I'll pick up around here and then it'll be finished.
Great.
Except for the weaving in the ends.
Oh, right.
Oh, and the neck. Shoot. Okay. It's not that close, but
it's close. 80% of the way. That's
80% of the way. So, and that's what I've been working on while we've been talking. And then I did some swatching for my next.
So you already know what you're going to do next.
Well, yeah.
I know what you're doing next.
My kimono cardigan.
Another kimono cardigan.
Yes, I love the kimono cardigan, also by Knitting by Danny. And so um, I went to a cute little knitting store here called hashtag Yarn Corner Cafe. And it's a half cafe, and then the other half is a yarn store. And Bianca and her family run it, and it's just adorable, and she's really nice. So I picked up some Knitting for Olive silk, and I put it with that because I was thinking,
that's going to be really
greens.
Pretty. Mm-hmm.
So I swatched that, and here it is.
Oh,
together.
That's beautiful.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, I really like that.
I love
That's a good color on you. And it's kind of like our moss color that you were talking about.
Yeah, it's close. This is, I call it spring because it has a little more weld than our moss, but it's close. And when you put them together, the marling effect.
Right.
But of course, I can't leave well enough alone. Oh my gosh. I went into the cactus. Okay. She had orange silk and also Knitting for Olive. And I had this pink. And I thought, ooh, I love pink and orange. What would that look like marled? And here it is.
Ooh, that's a nice coral.
Isn't that pretty?
That looks like the orchid color, I guess, which makes sense because it's madder and cochineal, and those two colors are kind of madder and cochineal.
Yes, they are. Yeah. They're beautiful together.
Yeah.
So then when I made the swatches, my neighbor and Rich said they like this better than the green.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know, like for me, I can look at my color chart as a soft autumn. The pink may be actually more in my family, even though I love the green. Okay.
Yeah. I think the pink does look, I mean, that sort of brightens your face a little bit.
It does, doesn't it? This is what they do when you get your colors done. They put little
drapes over you.
Drapes around your shoulders and your face. And so then you can go, is this better or this? So, yeah, I think this does look better on my face. But because I love choice too much and then I get overwhelmed with choice, I went home and I thought, here it is. What if I did the striped version of the kimono cardigan where she has the 3 colorways? And I could do the green and a silver and my hand spun.
Oh, now I'm confused. No pink? No pink. Oh.
I don't know. And I would hold a silver
all the way through.
Silver suri all the way through, so it would tie those together. Or maybe this needs to be something else. But I'm gonna swatch with the silver.
3-color version.
Yeah, I thought it's really cute. And she has like a light color in the middle that sort of sandwiches them.
Right.
And so then the bottom and your cuffs are the darkest color, I think. So I'm going to do some more swatching. Yeah. But it's been fun to swatch and actually, see the blending happen before your eyes. I love that.
The colors come out.
Yeah. But I also realized these aren't too far off from this.
That is true. And I was also thinking about your other cardigan that is currently on our mannequin in the studio.
Oh, yes. It's blueberry. And yeah.
Right.
I do have favorite colors, I guess, that I go to. My go-to colors.
I have to say that pink color looked really great on you, though.
It does look nice.
So not that I want to give you more to do, but I think you should think about the 3-color one that uses pink on the top and then something light and then something darker on the bottom.
So I have to do another hand spun?
I don't know.
Okay. That's kind of a cool idea. I could do that.
But if you because if you had your, what was the color of the Surrey silk? Is it the orangey color?
The Surrey silk is like a
the pink.
Raspberry.
But if you put that over your hand spun.
I wouldn't put it over the blue one.
You wouldn't?
I don't think so. I guess. Well, I don't know. I could try a little swatching, but I'll have to think about this.
Okay.
Viewers, if you have an opinion, pink, green, well, you haven't seen the swatch yet, but swatch.
Yeah.
I do love these colors, so they're going to have to be something, but maybe it could be.
I think you're going to have to swatch and then have people vote on Instagram.
Ooh, that's a good idea. I like all the colors, and I can do something else with the other ones. So
right.
Yeah. Okay, so that's in my project bag, and
that's in your project bag.
Turn it over to you. Yeah.
Okay. I have 2 things in my project bag right now. The one that I am working on as we speak. I think the last video I talked about that things were stressful, and that has not gotten better since I'm a federal employee and my daughter's a federal employee and all my friends are federal employees and things are really bad.
Does she still have her job? I forgot to ask you.
Yes.
She does.
She does.
Okay.
And your daughter is a federal employee. Is she okay?
She is okay right now.
I figured she was, or I would have heard, but.
Yeah, she got a couple of those scary emails, and her boss said, we are writing our justification for why you should be kept and how critical you are to the mission. So they're trying, but it is a very scary time.
It's
for
very
a lot of
scary.
people.
I have good friends who have been impacted already. One of them is a education professor. In the last few years, she has gone to Myanmar, and they have teachers who are teaching children in refugee camps that come in and get training about how to better use technology so they can access all these resources because they're teaching in a refugee camp. And that grant was a USAID grant, so that has all been canceled.
Oh, wow.
So anyway, there's lots of stress, which seems to be getting worse and not better. Yay. So it has reminded me how knitting is therapeutic for me. Like, I love it. And so I have felt at times that I need a really simple project that I don't have to think about. Mm-hmm. And so I am doing a Musselburgh hat.
Oh, I love the Musselburgh hat.
And
pretty.
This colorway, this is not our yarn. This is from A Verb for Keeping Warm. Their yarn.
Oh, pretty. Yeah, you went out there to see your son. So
I did. I had this trip already. I have to confess.
You had it already.
Right. And there is, so I'm going to do the 2-color version of the Musselburgh.
Oh, nice.
So this will be the light blue. And then this is called Marine Layer. This was their color for the Bay Area Yarn Crawl. Last year, it's supposed to be like blue and the gray fog and the orange of the Golden Gate Bridge. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I was just out there and I thought, okay, I'm going to get myself another skein of nibble So I can make fingerless mitts to go with it.
Oh, fun.
So this has been good because it is a project. If I'm feeling stressed, I can knit and just enjoy it and not think about it at all. And nibble is really cute because it's California wool and it's from, they don't say what breed of sheep. I assume it's probably, a variety of different, but it's nice. I mean, it's not super scratchy or anything. But they are sheep that are used to like eat brush and reduce fire risk. So it's kind of fun. It's like a special California blend. And their colors are amazing. I wanted to see a color that I wanted to buy a color. I forget the name of it, but I can look it up and we can put it in the show notes. I had seen it during the winter and they are dyeing some more of it for the upcoming Bay Area yarn crawl. They did not have any available. And they were talking about how long it takes to dye that particular skein. And I said, oh, I know. I'm a natural dyer. And I was really interested to see it. And then they started, since they knew that I knew something about it, they're like, oh, and it takes forever to wash because it's a really deep purple.
Oh, yes.
It made us feel, I mean, I think we had a good bonding over it. And we have the same thing when we have really dark purples or pinks and we think, oh my gosh, it's just taking forever to wash this up, get it to run clear. So they were talking about the same thing. So I will get an email when it's available and then I'll order some.
Oh, that's great.
So that was a fun visit. Yeah. And then when I am not feeling stressed and I feel like I can concentrate on something, I am working on something that is now slightly tangled. So I'm trying to get it untangled. I am working on the Alpine Bloom tee.
Oh, yes.
So I don't have too much of it done. So you can gauge my stress level by how much I am knitting this versus something else. But
the easy stockinette is
right. The easy stockinette is winning out. But I really like this. It's a really fun pattern. And this is the one where I used the onion skins that I saved last year. And we had a video about that.
Right.
And
toning them down a little.
Yeah,
with the topper.
I'm really happy with the white as the contrasting color, since it really makes those they're kind of very clean Scandinavian little floral motifs. And I like that. It's popping out.
I love that.
When I don't feel stressed, I knit this. So we'll see next month how much of it I have done.
Which yarn is that? I can't remember what base you were using.
That is our Pure Merino fingering. So that's
fingering. Okay.
Yeah, it's a really nice light fingering. And I really have been happy with it because, sometimes, and especially with the superwash, I think like this lace detail up at the top might not sort of hold up and so well, but this is really, it's got nice body to it. So I think it's going to hold up well when it's washed and blocked.
Yeah. I like that. The fingering, I used it for the white parts of this because the colors are superwash. And I thought that to give it a little bit more body.
Yeah.
So it would stick together better with the color work, to have some non-superwash in there too.
I think that's a great idea because I do think the superwash relaxes quite a bit when you wash it and block it.
Yeah. So it's nice to see that you can mix and match them.
They can play together. That's right.
Yeah. They can play together well. So it's fun.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I do have some spinning that I'm working on too. I want to do the grid gambit cowl.
Oh, that's such a fun pattern. That looks great. That would be great with hand spun. With
the hand spun. And so there are different spin along, knit along things happening that people are doing it. So I have some different samples. Maybe I'll put those in or do something else with them. But anyway, I've been doing samples of those and I haven't swatched with them, but kind of laying them over the contrast yarn to see
Mm-hmm.
if the sample is light enough.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, it's not light enough. So I'm going to have to either spin another one
Oh, no.
or pick a different contrast. I might just pick a different contrast. But that's been fun too, because the spinning, kind of like stockinette stitch, for me, the spinning is such a stress reliever. I can listen to books on tape and then just, or watch a video or a movie or something. So
yeah, because both your vest and your sweater that you're working on are color work. Even though your sweater is more regular color work, that still takes a different degree of attention, and it's harder to watch. We were watching a movie with subtitles the other night, and so the Musselburgh hat was perfect.
Yeah,
because I could actually pay attention to the subtitles.
Yeah, it's hard to have to look down and read subtitles at the same time.
Right. You lose a lot that way.
Yeah, I think so too. Well, I guess that's all I have in my project bag.
Me too. I don't have any other new things started yet. So that's what's in our project bags, but we would love to hear what you're working on, questions that you might have about things we're knitting or natural dyeing. And if you have color help for Michelle on her choices or stress reduction help for me, please send us those comments too, because we definitely need them. And we just love to hear what you're working on and what you're doing. The fiber community is really one of the best things that gives us all lots of joy. So we're glad you're part of that. See you next month.
See you next month.